We don't talk enough about how people do the wrong thing and still win. In 2004, three students at Harvard University were working on an idea they believed would be huge. They trusted a friend to collaborate with, sharing ideas, codes, and late night discussions. But when the friend went on to create a similar project by himself, they felt betrayed. They sued him. Headlines called him a cheater, and everyone expected karma to step in. Yet, it didn't. That friend was none other than Mark Zuckerberg, who then went on to becoming one of the world's youngest billionaires. So here's the uncomfortable question. If karma is real, why doesn't it always come on time? Because in situations like these, it's easy to believe that the universe is blind. Good people suffer quietly while the rule breakers sprint ahead with trophies. But maybe the problem isn't that karma has failed us. The problem is that we've misunderstood what karma actually means. We expect it to be some sort of divine delivery service. You do something wrong, the same day a package labeled consequences arrives at your door. But that's not how it works. Every time we make the wrong choice, wrong decision, or choose the wrong person, our minds experience an internal loss. It's a tiny red number on the emotional balance sheet of life. And then, like a self learning model, we update. Now, that's not divine punishment, that's data correction. It's karma, coded in the words of mathematics. Think about it. A stock trader makes a loss, learns, and adjusts. You say something cruel, feel guilty about it, and then apologize. Both these systems are trying to minimize regret over time. Take early India, for example. Emperor Ashoka. During his reign, he conquered vast lands and gained immense power. Yet, even he realized that true greatness doesn't lie in fame or victory. He then shifted his focus to serving his people. In short, he optimizes actions, not looking at the outcome. Let's take another example, the goddess Lakshmi. The word Lakshmi comes from the word Lakshya, which means focus or attention. It means wherever your attention goes, the outcome flows. Now, that's not mythology, that's behavioral economics. Picture this. You're driving through Mumbai traffic. You cut someone off. They honk, you get irritated. Your mood crashes and your whole day derails. Now that's an instant regret. Now replay the same moment in your head. You let someone merge, they smile, wave at you, and your mood instantly lifts. No divine punishments, no halo, just equilibrium restored. And that, my dear friends, is the magic of karma. Newton said, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. The Gita said, you reap what you sow. And economics says, every market seeks equilibrium. So it's different centuries, the same law. So if you keep short selling your honesty for short term gain, don't be surprised when your moral market crashes. Instead, if you invest wisely in focus, attention, and integrity, karma won't just increase for you, it will compound for you. Because karma has its very own accounting system. It doesn't measure what you own, it measures what you intend. It doesn't calculate your possessions, it calculates your priorities and your values. Which is why we need to invest wisely, not in our income, but in our integrity, not in our success, but in our sincerity. And yes, Mark Zuckerberg did still win, despite having copied his idea. But that was just the universe's way of restoring equilibrium. So the next time something wrong happens to you, or you are set to make a difficult decision, ask yourself, what kind of balance is the universe trying to create by this? Thank you.